Hey guys, we are back at it again with another awesome Naruto history and lore. If you watched the previous episode from this Naruto World War series, you would remember that I said I would explain what happened after the third Shinobi World War and go over the events leading to the beginning of the Naruto series. And if you guys are new to this series and haven't watched the previous video on the first, second and third Shinobi World War, then make sure to check them out, as it will give you guys a deeper understanding of the past on how all the wars actually began. And guys, like always, before I start, I would like to give you guys a fair warning that I might make many mispronunciations here and there, so please forgive me and show some love by smashing that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell to stay updated. Now, I pretty much briefly went over most of the events during all the previous wars between the 5 great nations and even covered the 3rd Shinobi World War, which occurred right before the start of Naruto, but I left out a lot of the aftermath that happened in the rain village Amigakure and the political underhanded tactic played by Danzo to continue the war, along with the formation of the new Akatsuki led by Obito to ultimately carry out Uchiha Madara's Moon Eye plan. So I'll try to go over all of that in this video, along with going over other skirmishes and conflicts which occurred right before the start of Naruto. But before I do go into all that good stuff, let's recap on the last video of the 3rd Shinobi World War. The 3rd war started due to the lack of resolution and solidification of peace after the 2nd World War, where the 3rd Hokage's leadership was in question. However, the blame doesn't entirely go to him, as there were many other factors which contributed to this. In this war, many things occurred, like the death of Rin, to Kakashi gaining Obito's Sharingan, Obito's encounter with Uchiha Madara leading to his new resolution, which shaped the following events in the Naruto series. However, once again, like the last war, the 3rd World War ended with a truce, which was led by Konoha after their consecutive wins in battle. Minato Namikaze was one of Konoha's main factors to lead them to victory, and in this war, he was dubbed Konoha's Yellow Flash. He was also then elected to become the 4th Hokage after the 3rd took responsibility to step down, as the choice to make truce with the other villages was his idea, and some of the other members of the council wasn't pleased with that decision, especially Danzo, who felt that it would be disrespecting the Konoha shinobis who had died so far. Now with that knowledge, let's explain some of the events which I missed in the previous video, starting with what happened with Obito after the death of Rin, which was all conspired by Uchiha Madara with the intention that Obito would fall into despair and then help execute the Eye of the Moon plan, which is what happened, as Obito took the guise of Madara and approached Nagato, who as a child was secretly given Madara's Rinnegan. Around that time, Nagato along with his friends Yahiko and Konan formed Akatsuki with Yahiko as their leader. The original goal of Akatsuki was to end wars without violence. Now, Obito as fake Madara proposed the idea of the Eye of the Moon plan to the trio, along with aiding them in their quest, but Yahiko felt wary and refused Obito's help and told the other two to stay away from the Dajjalic masked man. Now back in the Fire Village, Danzo was feeling that the 3rd Hokage was leading Konoha to its destruction with his stupidity and poor choice of resolution. So after the decision to make truce, Danzo went behind the backs of the council and plotted to disrupt the peace treaty between Konoha and Iwagakure. He done this by sending a number of root members disguised as Iwagakure shinobis and told them to attack villages along the border of the rain village Amigakure so that Iwagakure could be incriminated with the crimes and still be seen as a threat, ultimately giving Danzo a justification and reason to veto the peace treaty. However, this plan was foiled when the root members were wiped out by Nagato. This ended up triggering Danzo, so he brought Hanzo the Salamander, the corpses, and disguised them as his Amigakure ninjas and told Hanzo that Akatsuki is killing his men and they need to be stopped or they will be a threat to his power. So yeah, Danzo with all his deceit and deception managed to trick Hanzo into teaming up with him to kill Akatsuki, and he also requested that Hanzo helps him become Hokage in return for his aid. Danzo basically wanted to kill 2 birds with 1 stone by becoming Hokage and eliminating any potential threats like the Akatsuki. Later, Danzo approached Akatsuki as an Amigakure shinobi named Kanzo. Yeah, Danzo wasn't really that creative with his names, I guess. Anyways, in his disguise, he informed them that Hanzo is allowing the Akatsuki group to make peace negotiations, which of course was another ruse concocted by Danzo with Hanzo's contribution. After luring them into a trap, Hanzo managed to capture Konan and told Nagato to kill his friend Yahiko, as he was the leader of Akatsuki, in exchange for Konan's life. However, Yahiko committed suicide by impaling himself with Nagato's kunai to spare Nagato the anguish and burden of killing him. Following Yahiko's death, Hanzo managed to cripple Nagato, but in a fit of rage rage, Nagato slaughtered all of Hanzo's forces and the root shinobis aiding him. This was also the moment when Nagato took on the name Pain and summoned the demonic statue linking himself to it, creating the first sixth path of Pain out of making the Diva path with Yahiko's body. After a brief skirmish with Nagato, Hanzo managed to actually survive and fled the scene. This grew Danzo's plan and Konoha's peace treaty was set in stone, ending the war. However, in the Rain Village, Nagato became the new leader of Akatsuki and he accepted Obito's assistance and guidance, with Obito being the true mastermind in the shadows. Following the confrontation, Nagato, with his new name of Pain, began a civil war within the Rain Village of Megakure against Hanzo's regime. Later, the sixth path of Pain confronted and single-handedly killed Hanzo, and systematically slaughtering every person he was ever in league or affiliated with, from family and servants to even representatives of the villages who he was associated with. Somehow, due to Danzo's expertise of deception, he wasn't on Nagato's hit list. There is also a lot more about Danzo's action during this era that I can go into, but then this whole video would be about him. Instead, I'll save that for another video. Now, after the peace treaty was established between Konoha and Megakure, along with Minato being elected as the 4th Hokage, the village went through some changes. Although the Third World War had pretty much ended, the fight between the other villages was still occurring. A lot of the battle continued to take place and many key milestones for the series happened during this time. For instance, on a post-war mission, young Shisui lets his best friend die and awakens his Mangekyo Sharingan, and due to Kakashi falling into despair, Minato orders him to join Anbu. Many other incidents takes place, like Yamato joining Root, and even the death of Might Dai when he released his 8 gates against the Kirigakure swordsman to save his son Might Guy and his teammates. However, the biggest event that took place was the birth of Naruto, and as you all know, during the night of Naruto's birth, which is said to be on the 10th of October, Obito attacks Konoha, killing a couple of Anbu and other known shinobis, and then follow up extracting the Nine Tails out of Kushina, releasing it to destroy the village. It's kinda crazy if you think about it. Obito is only 14 years of age and is able to cause one of the biggest attacks on Konoha, but this attack was pretty much successful only due to the knowledge that Obito possessed, because the seal keeping the Nine Tails within Kushina's body would be at its weakest during childbirth, and due to this, she along with Minato and some Anbus was relocated into a remote location. But Obito knew this and attacked, and as soon as Naruto was born, he kidnapped him to divert Minato's attention away from Kushina. As soon as Minato rescued baby Naruto, Obito took the chance and ran away with Kushina. He then extracted and released the Nine Tails. However, Minato came and saved the day. As we all know, he beats Obito and relocates the Nine Tails to his wife and son. Remember guys, Kushina being OP and all, survived the extraction but was pretty much out of life force. She then volunteered to have the Nine Tails sealed back into her as she wanted to die protecting her loved ones. But Minato had other plans and used the dead demon consuming seal on the Nine Tails to seal the Yin Kurama in his body and the Yang Kurama into Naruto, as he had a lot of belief and faith in Naruto. Kushina ends up dying by using all her energy to protect Naruto against the Nine Tails during this process. Minato dies due to the backlash of performing the seals. Anywho, so to skip ahead, the 3rd Hokage resumed back into power due to the sudden death of the 4th. Other major events also takes place, from Itachi befriending Shisui, Orochimaru leaving Root and consequently leaving the village, and the birth of many other characters from Sasuke, Shikamaru and Hinata to pretty much every other character of that age gap. Now the last thing I want to quickly cover is the Hyuga Affair, which takes place exactly 3 years after the birth of Hinata, as coincidentally on her 3rd birthday, a treaty between Konoha and Kumogakure was agreed to be signed. However, on the day of the signing, the head ninja of the village hidden by clouds, Kumogakure, whose identity wasn't really revealed, was supposed to be the envoy present for the signing of the treaty. Instead, the head ninja thought it would be a good idea to kidnap Hinata in order to obtain the Byakugan and its secrets, ultimately strengthening Kumogakure's potential. A quick reminder to you guys is that in order to reduce the probability of the Byakugan falling into the enemy's hands, the main house of the Hyuga clan placed the cursed seal onto the foreheads of the branch house members, which seals away the Byakugan upon their death. But because Hinata is from the main branch as well as being a young child, she became an easy target. Or you would think, right? Well, the shinobi who tried to kidnap her, yeah, he got killed by her father, Hiyashi Hyuga. But the death of the Kumogakure head ninja stirred up all kinds of shit. Kumogakure denied all accusations of the kidnapping and demanded the body of Hiyashi as compensation for the death of their head ninja, as well as being a new prerequisite for the finalization of the treaty. So basically, if Konoha wanted peace, they had to make this sacrifice, which they intended to fulfill. However, Hisashi Hyuga, who was Hiyashi's twin brother, decided to take his brother's place as Kumogakure wouldn't be able to tell the difference. The reasoning behind his decision was actually really smart. Besides saving the life of the head of the clan, Hisashi's curse seal would seal his Byakugan upon his death, safeguarding its secret. His brother even told him not to do that, but Neji's father was a true martyr. He chose to do this decision on his own, not only for the clan and the village, but for his brother. Now that's true love. I would even go far enough to say that it's even a better love story than Naruto and Sasuke. Now, within the next 9 years, before the start of Naruto, Konoha goes through a lot of changes. The attack on the village by Obito caused conflicts to arise between the Uchiha clan and some of the Konoha higher-ups, as they began to suspect that the Uchiha were behind the attacks due to the Sharingan ability to control the Nine Tails. From then onwards, the Uchiha were placed under close surveillance. This ultimately caused a rift between the other members of the village and the Uchiha clan, and after feeling ostracized for such a long time with the leadership of Fugaku Uchiha along with the other clan members, they began to plot a coup to overthrow the leadership of Konoha. But as we all know, this failed due to every single member apart from Sasuke being killed by Itachi Uchiha. Basically, the whole Uchiha massacre event happens, which most of you guys are well aware of, leaving our boy Sasuke with his PTSD and anger problems. Now, I might cover all of that in a separate video if you guys want, along with anything I missed. And if you don't want me to cover something in more specific, in detail, then put it down in the comment section below. Many of the events I didn't mention was due to the time constraint and the detail required to explain it all. I'm going to follow up with a video on Danzo and his secret missions with Root. Historical videos are fun to do as it unravels a lot of forgotten truths within the series and allows us to understand things better. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on our social media platforms to keep updated. With that, I'll see you guys next time.